Well, welcome you all of you who will catch the replay and come on live. It is Pour It Out. We are at a different time. We just make sure we do it once a week. So feel free to join in on the conversation. It's going to be short today because she has to do something, and I do too. So we get an hour in, and I'm sure that hour will go really fast.
Of course, it always does.
So before we hopped on here, I was eating my chips, and she was talking about what she had for breakfast this morning. What'd you have?
Oh, my mom made me some pork chops and grits and eggs, and my belly is still full. And I ate, I think, at 10 o'clock.
That sounds like a restaurant. Like your mama did a restaurant move.
Yeah, and my mom is like really good in the kitchen, so it's nothing for her to go in there and do it either. Like she just whips it up really quickly.
Mm,
It's like nothing.
that's where you get it from.
Sure. I don't cook as well as my mom though.
But you like to cook though,
I
right?
I do like to cook. I just literally put something in the crock pot before I came on the line because
Mm,
it's that type of day. It's just gonna be busy. After I get off the phone with you, it's just gonna be downhill from there.
okay. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are you pouring it out to?
I got my water today.
On water. I have 100% pomegranate juice.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I'm trying to really stick to, you know, just being healthy. And pomegranate, I love pomegranates, but you only get like the little seeds, right? And so
Yeah.
I just buy the juice. Hmm.
I'm trying to think. Have I had just straight pomegranate juice before?
It's a little tart.
I think I've had like cran pomegranate juice,
Okay.
but I
Yeah.
don't know if I've had it. I always buy those cran juices,
Okay.
like cran apple, cran pineapple, all those. So I
Hmm.
want to say that I might have had a pomegranate one, but I can't remember what I can't remember.
It's a little tart. Yesterday I bought some blood orange juice.
Where do you get that from?
They make it fresh at Sam's.
Oh,
So I'm like, that gives you the vitamin C. So I just tried it. Normally they make like the fresh orange juice, just regular orange juice. Then they have blood orange juice. It's really tart, but I'm just using it for the benefits. That's all.
acid orange juice gives me acid reflux.
Oh,
Bad.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it burns going down and it burns coming back up. It's just bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I hate orange juice. Just I like orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate what it does to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So I
think
usually
my
don't
favorite
drink.
juice is pineapple juice, I think.
Pineapple juice is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I love pineapple juice,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't get as much burn from pineapple juice.
Okay. Gotcha.
Pineapple juice is my favorite. When I make a drink, it usually has some type of pineapple juice in there.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I like all things pineapple. As a matter of fact, you reminded me that I got pineapples in there. I'm probably gonna make me. We're gonna go to practice tonight for Caden, and it's a long process, so we have to cook and eat on the way.
Oh, you like
Um,
meal prep and y'all eat in okay.
yeah, and so that's why I have it in the slow cooker. But I don't think I'm gonna eat that. I think I'm gonna eat a fruit salad tonight for dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I just remembered that we got that pineapple down there, and I knew I made one yesterday with bananas and grapes and kiwi and all
Oh, is
these.
that what you posted online?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I made a smaller one. I just made one just for me. And I was like, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. And I couldn't think of what it was, and it was the pineapples.
Do you cut up your own pineapple?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I used to be very intimidated by pineapples. I was because I didn't know how to make sure that they were fresh. And then you get home and you try to cut them and it's like big. It's like, how would I do this? But I've gotten a lot better at it now. I know how to like pick out the little stem. If it comes right out, it's
That part.
right.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's right. And you only
Yeah,
got like 1 or 2 days to cut it.
yeah, and that's what I did. So it's I need to go ahead and finish that up. I only got a little bit left, so I'm gonna finish that out, and I'll be back in the store because I think that's what I'm gonna start packing Kaden for a snack every day. Some type of fruit salad, whether it
Mm-hmm.
just be some, some grapes and some oranges, something different. I can mix it up,
Yeah,
But I think they have a tendency to eat it more kids when it looks good.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
Hmm.
I just think if kids are introduced to it at a younger age, they get adjusted to fruit instead of sugar, right? Wanting candy
Hmm.
and all that other stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I had it and it was amazing. I drizzled some honey on it. It was so good.
Hmm. I've never put honey on fruit.
Oh, it was good. And all that fruit, I like to get my fruit from Publix. If I can't go to a food stand, I like to get it from Publix because it's so fresh out of Publix. You gotta pay a lot for it, but it's worth it because it's fresh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
We talked about Publix. We
Yeah,
don't
I
have
love
Publix
Publix.
up here, but we have like what is it called? Whole Foods and what's Whole Foods like?
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's. They sky high.
I don't even fool with them.
Sky high. But
No.
they got some good quality stuff.
What do you get out of Trader Joe's? Because I don't even know how to shop in there.
We don't even have one near us. They're like in the other people's neighborhoods. We got Whole Foods, not really in our neighborhood, but not too far from where I am. So I tried maybe about 3 weeks ago. They had like almost like if you go to a farm to table restaurant, you know,
Yeah.
they had like the chicken breast in there, and it was a total difference. So, expensive,
Yeah.
but you're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay more for that.
Yeah. They what was that I got? Oh man, what was that? I had got something fresh like that, and I was like, these prices ain't no joke.
I don't know how they do it, how they shop and do all they shopping there.
My brother does that.
Mm,
He goes grocery shopping at Trader Joe's like every week.
mm.
And I'm just like, where are you getting the money for this?
Yeah, but it's just him, right?
Hmm.
Mm, mm,
Yeah. But he a college student. I'm like, what are you doing?
mm.
But he did have a really good job. So I think that he was, and he's pretty good at managing his money. So he probably already budgeted out a certain amount to spend in their week and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's
And
very put together like that.
I like that for a college student.
Hmm.
Most college students are eating ramen noodles that got bugs in it.
I know. No, he doesn't. He does not like. He has he went to school. So their first year was like over one big room. I don't know. It did something crazy again.
Yeah.
It was one big room, and they shared the room, two beds in one room.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went to school with this guy Paul. That's very uh earth friendly, or just like all that. So he like changed his whole diet living with him because
Oh.
they were really good friends, and so everywhere Paul went, to right. So that's how he ended up with this whole thing about, oh, I'm gonna eat like this, and now he just eats like that. So they're used to like buying fresh fruit foods, come home and cooking. Like that's the mode they were, especially when they moved into the apartments.
Yeah, I love that though. I mean,
Hmm.
that's where when we get to Florida, I told my husband his whole life, you better enjoy it now, cause your whole life about to be changed, bro. Like you gonna be eating different. Like it's pork chops in there now, and because I don't eat them anymore, it's like I have to make 2 meals, and yep, they sitting in there. I haven't made them yet.
And I try to do really good with pork, but I've been really bad this week.
Yeah,
Um,
I just stopped, just recently, and so I'm trying not to. If I cook it, I may one piece. pork chop on some bread. Oh my goodness.
So good with some mustard.
Yeah, I don't put mustard on it.
Oh, you don't put.
I
I
could
don't
just
put it on there
do it.
either, but I've seen people do it. The
I
mustard
mean, it probably would be good. I like
on
mustard.
hot sauce.
Nah, no hot sauce for me.
I don't like hot. That James eat his like his fish. That's what he do. He put vinegar, hot sauce, tartar sauce. That's how he
Vinegar?
eats his fish.
Vinegar? Mix it all up?
Malt vinegar. Yep, malt vinegar, tartar sauce, hot sauce.
Okay. Never heard of vinegar. Okay.
Oh, they give it to you all the time. Like if you go somewhere like Captain D's, oh they have it. Like that's how people eat their fish with malt vinegar. I don't eat. I
I
don't
don't
like.
even know what malt vinegar is. Is that white, the white vinegar or apple
No,
cider?
it's brown, like brownish, but it's not apple cider vinegar.
Oh, okay.
It's like beer liquid. You know that like you know the beer, the color of beer.
Okay.
The vinegar is that color.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, it's like that
Never
dark color.
never heard of it.
Yeah, and so I don't like I said I know exactly what it is. But I don't eat it. I don't like it with it.
So he pours it on top or dips his fish in there.
He poured all on top. He pours the so when I make it for him, like if he driving or something, if I make it for him, it's vinegar, hot sauce, tartar sauce, and you just lay it all right on top, like spread it like a sandwich.
Okay. That must be a down south thing.
That's a country boy thing because I don't even do
Got got
it.
to be because I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like I
Never.
don't I don't do it, but yeah, that's a lot of how they do it. Especially the further you go down south, they not finna eat no fish by itself. They putting something on it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I will eat. I mean, I like red hot sauce and I may put it on my
Oh yeah,
yeah, I may put it on my fish, but I like tartar sauce, but I like a certain type of tartar sauce and the ones in the like container or whatever, not the
you're
greatest.
right. I do. Okay, so if I eat my fish, I'm gonna either eat it plain or just with some tartar sauce, or I can't eat mine plain, no problem. But not a McDonald's fish sandwich. Now I gotta have all
Yeah.
the on that.
Yes, I like extra. Yes.
Girl, I went there and got me a fish sandwich. I was so mad at them. I opened it because I'm used to as soon as I bite in, I better be tasting some tartar sauce with my
They
fish.
just put it in the center.
One dot.
Yep.
I said, "What is this?"
Hmm.
I was so mad.
And the fish sandwich is so small now. It
I
used to
had
be
to spread
big.
it around. I'm talking. I had to spread. Like, what is happening here?
Yeah, they something about it. I like the cheese that they use,
Yeah.
the bun. It just it's good.
So you
But
still
it's
eat
so
that?
small. Yeah, every now and then. If I go to McDonald's, that's what I would get.
That's what you getting? Yeah.
Hot fish. Yep, a
Yeah.
hot fish with hot fries.
Now my chicken tenders, especially ones from like Captain D's. I love Captain D's honey mustard.
I don't know what Captain D's is. Is that like a Chick-fil-A or
It's a
something?
seafood spot.
Okay.
Old school. Like, I mean, they had Captain D's when I was young. And I used to love to go to Captain D's. OMG. Like all the fried things you like. Just fried fish, fried chicken, fried mozzarella sticks, just all the fried stuff.
Okay. It sounds good.
Hush puppies. Do you like hush puppies?
Love them. I could just sit there. Of course, it's bread, right?
So, okay, James and I, we were stationed in Florida first. That was his first duty station. That was where I went to tech school.
What part?
Um, Fort Walton Beach area, like near Destin.
Destin.
So it's in the Panhandle by Pensacola.
Pensacola. I was
So
gonna
it's
say
like maybe an
Pensacola.
hour away east of Pensacola, I would say. Yeah,
Okay.
because I
Mhm.
think Pensacola is more inward. So yeah, but when I tell you, we used to go to this seafood restaurant there. They had the best, and when I tell you the best hush puppies, and then they would serve them with the strawberry spread,
Oh, I mean,
like
I don't like
butter.
strawberries. I don't like strawberries, but I
Oh,
get what that I get. because it's like a bread with butter. Like, yeah.
but it's like almost like a sweet butter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
What's the
so
name of
good.
that place?
Oh my gosh. And the last time we went there too. I gotta look it up. But it was not the same when we went back. But you talking
I
about,
happens.
yeah, you talking about like this was probably James and I've been married for 15 years now. So this was like 15, 16 years because we were there before we got married.
Uh-huh.
So and then we went back maybe like 3 years ago and we were like, it's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
I can't remember the name of that place. But I mean, oh my gosh, you had the pier. You could eat outside and look
Mm.
over the water. That was the one thing I loved about living in Florida. You could always go to a restaurant that was on the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Florida, you're gonna find some water somewhere.
Oh, it was so nice. That I do like going. I have another spot. Oh my god, Circles. Okay, so this is in Tampa. This is in your area. It's called Circles.
Little ways away. But
It's
if
only like an hour, I think.
okay.
Yeah,
Tampa's only like an hour, yeah.
yeah. So it's
Hmm.
not far. So Circles. My cousin takes us there anytime we go and visit her. That is a great restaurant.
And
Great
they
service.
seafood.
Yeah, and they drive. Yep, seafood, and they drive up. The boats can drive up and dock, come in like it's all right there. It's so
Oh,
nice.
nice. Okay.
Oh, it's very nice.
I'll tell you the best. Oh my goodness. I'm not even like shrimp and grits. I do like it, but the best shrimp and grits was in this at this restaurant in Valdosta.
I bet. I bet. Yep.
Little hole in the wall.
Yep. Oh yeah.
OMG.
Yep.
Yeah, that's worth the drive. That man. Whew.
Yeah. It was good. Yeah, I could believe that. You could find some really nice places in the South that
Hmm.
got some good. Have
Hmm.
you been to have you been to New Orleans?
Yeah. Now everybody ranted and raved about their food.
I don't like their food
No,
either.
it
And I
wasn't. It
said I had
wasn't.
to give it another chance maybe, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, me either. At every restaurant we went to, it was just okay. It wasn't anything that stood out.
Now I do love their drinks.
Oh, well, yeah, of course, right? Yeah. Mm, yeah,
Uh,
they drinks were pretty good.
did you get a hand grenade?
Uh-uh. Are you talking about on Bourbon Street?
Yes, girl.
Mm-mm. Hand grenade? No.
Oh, do I still? I don't even have my. I gotta go out there and see if I still got my. Oh, girl, if I still got my, because them
Oh,
colors
the real
they
big.
would. I mean, I probably was. I was probably 19 when I was drinking, so I was 20, 21. So, oh yeah, this is after college. So I was 21, and I mean, I probably was fresh 21, and we went down there to New Orleans, and I had one of them doggone hand grenades. It was 2 p.m. and I was in the club partying like it was 2 a.m. Girl,
Well, I mean, if you on Bourbon Street, pretty much that's what you're gonna be doing, right? At
I
any
didn't even,
time.
but I didn't even know they had a club that was that jumping at 2 p.m. Man, we went in
Yeah, I mean, that's what people going for, right? They going on that strip for that.
there,
Well, and,
girl.
and to stick people like to take their wallets and all that stuff,
Oh yeah,
pickpocket and all that.
we had, I had what I had on me because when I go places like that, it's going here for
You
me.
already know, right? Yep.
I That's it. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, we're not carrying no purses. We're not doing any of that kind of stuff. And so I had that, and then girl, I had a wig on at the time, and I had a it was
It
I gotta
had to
find
be
these
hot,
pictures.
wasn't it hot?
I gotta find these pictures. Of course it was hot, but you need to be cute. So I had a wig on,
Well, I wore
girl.
a wig when I was there. I can't even say a wig when I was in New Orleans.
New Orleans is a different kind of hot though. It is so humid there.
Oh, it's like a dry. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
dry, but I love it though. I love it.
And so when I came up out of that club, girl, I had a curly wig. My hair was like,
You was dancing.
yes, girl.
Mm.
Back then, oh, don't tip me with a good time because we going there. I was not somebody that was sitting down. Oh no, I used to love to dance all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If I was I think I started dancing. I've always loved to dance. That was one of my things. When I was like 5 years old and Living Color would come on, you know how the Fly Girls would come out and dance in the beginning.
Right.
Girl, I had a whole routine because in Living Color used to come on Sundays, I think. And my grandma, it might have been Fridays. I feel like it was Sunday though. But anyways,
I don't think a Sunday.
anyways, let me tell you what I used to do. My grandma, because I lived with my grandma for like a year. My mom had to go off to Korea when she was in the army, and so I lived with my grandma. I had a whole routine, girl. Every week, non-stop, not, it wouldn't fail. I would go. Don't ask me why. I would go run into my closet, get my church shoes out. I had to have church shoes on.
For in living color?
Had to,
Because you
and
could
I
slide
would do
better?
the full routine. Whatever the Fly Girls did that week, oh, I was doing it. Had to. But I
Ah,
didn't think I was flying unless I had the shoes on. I had to have the shoes. I had to have the socks.
what? The bobby socks with the
The
ruffles?
ruffles. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have them on.
Mm-hmm.
So I put that on. Run, girl. I would run. Anytime I heard that, do what you want. Girl, I
Right.
was
Dun,
gone.
dun,
I
dun,
was
dun, dun, dun,
gone.
dun, 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 dun.
I
Yeah.
was gone. And so yeah, I like to dance. And I was probably like 4 or 5 then. So I've always loved to dance.
Okay.
Yeah. James and I took a dance class.
Oh, okay. What kind?
It was salsa and what else did we? It was different ones. Like they just it was he bought like an hour dance session, an hour and a half for my birthday one year,
Okay.
and so we did it, and it was I got a video of that. That was fun when I
Mm-hmm.
had my bouncing curls, so my hair was just bouncing, bouncing, bouncing,
Mm-hmm.
and and I don't know, I just love to dance.
Gotcha.
I don't do it as much now as I used to, of course, because I mean, I like to go to before that was like when it was real clubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have these lounges.
Yeah. Like,
So most people don't dance. You just sit cute and rock from side to
see,
side.
that's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cheer dance. Yeah.
Yeah. But don't let me get the right kind of alcohol in me. I'm telling you, I
Well,
might
now
sleep.
that's true, right? Like if you,
Hmm.
yeah, with alcohol, hmm yeah,
Yeah. Anybody can dance with alcohol, right?
not necessarily.
They get the liquid courage.
Yeah, true. I mean, that's when I do dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other
Mm-hmm.
than that, nah.
I just love music though.
Mm-hmm.
And the beats. And I think the best place that I went to for dancing so far has been Jamaica
Jamaica.
because they got the little all that stuff. That,
Do, 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 do.
they got all the
I know
sounds.
what you're talking about. Um,
It's just a vibe there.
I mean, I would say Jamaica is it's lighthearted. You feel lighthearted, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Just
know
doing
about
so
dancing for me,
different.
but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. The music is so John John. Uh-huh. I mean, you just be ready to like go. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. I love that kind of stuff. I love island music.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think I went to the DR too, and the DR is very similar to that with the, island like vibe everywhere you go. It's gonna be dancing, like that type of music flow.
Okay, out of all the places you've been, what's been your favorite spot and why?
Mm, mm, I would say probably Hawaii. Um, well, I mean, my son lives there, so Hawaii to see him, yeah. Hawaii, I like their shopping. It's got to have some shopping in there, right? See, Jamaica and all them, Jamaica,
No,
DR, Aruba. Aruba had a little shopping, but I'm always looking for the shopping spots, right? So Hawaii had all the high end stores. Yeah. So that was good for me.
Hawaii.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't I haven't been. I told you that's what I'm trying to go for my 40th.
Hmm.
So
Which island?
I don't know. Remember I gotta ask my mom. I forgot.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
forgot to ask her. I gotta ask her which one because she went for 14 days.
Okay.
So it's been a while, but I think she still kind of remembers the
Hmm.
spots. That was her first time going. She hasn't been back anymore, but that's what I've told James I want to do for my 40th.
If I went back, not if, when I go back, of course I'm gonna have to stop at where my son is, but I want to go to Maui.
Maui. I
Yeah.
want to say that's what my mama. I think that's what she said she liked the most too. I gotta ask her again.
Yeah. So I'd like to actually try all of the islands, just take the
The
little
tour.
flight there. Yeah. Hmm.
That's what they did in those 14 days. Was her honeymoon.
Okay.
So they just went. They hopped to different islands,
Hmm.
and then they ended. They started wherever they started. That's the one she liked the most, and then they ended up back there again
Okay.
at the end.
Do you like cruises? Do you like cruise boats and stuff?
Love them.
Okay. Now, which one did you like the best? Which cruise line?
I've only been on Carnival.
Mm. Which is more of a party boat.
Yeah, cause that's always been our. Cause we've thought about trying different ones, and I just have always heard if you like to party, then don't go to any other one.
Okay.
I just because you're gonna be like, what's going on here? They're a
No,
lot
that's
chill.
not true. Not true. We I went on what'd you say? Carnival. I went on Carnival first.
Okay.
Um, and then me and Tyrone went on Royal Caribbean. Now I will say it is more geared towards like, you know, I would say probably 40-ish year,
Mhm.
age
Mhm.
group. But no, they party too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with like I said, we have tried. When we go, we always are like this close to pushing the button on like Royal Caribbean. The other one I want to try, God,
And the name.
Voyage.
Oh, Voyage. I haven't heard of that.
It's for adults only.
Okay. I would like that. Adults only, because them
Uh huh.
kids be running everywhere. Voyage. Yeah.
Voyage.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that they're very nice. So I want to try that, but I don't. Of course, I'm not going. That'll be just something we do as a couple.
Yeah.
I do want to go on a Disney cruise with Kaden.
Me too.
I've
Me.
heard that they're really good. They're really
Uh-huh. And expensive.
very expensive.
Mm.
So I'm going back and forth about doing that because you almost have to. Because with the last time we looked, that cruise we was trying to go on was $8,000.
Yeah, I thought it was like 10, 10, 12, something in there.
Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
depends on when you're trying to go
Mm-hmm.
and like how many days and stuff you're trying to stay. All that, but you probably won't get one lower than that.
Yeah, no, I'm not going on a Disney cruise because I'll be living in Florida. So I don't think I have no need. I can just go to all the parks and get the experience. I'm not going to do that. Not pay that money for that. I
Oh my god.
travel somewhere else. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I just want to go on there for the experience. I heard it's really, really nice. But
Me
then
too.
they said that once you go on the Disney cruise, you don't want to go on no more cruise line.
I'm quite sure because Disney going to set it out
Oh yeah.
top notch everything.
So one of Katie's teachers just got back. She went in January,
Okay.
and she was saying they got it so good that before you get off the boat, they go ahead and give you money off to book your next one.
Yeah. Because you already know, like, what else am I going to do after this?
I can't. So yeah, she books hers like I think 2 years in advance or something like that.
I like that because then it's paid for.
Yeah, you just
Mm-hmm.
pay for it, and you don't have to pay a lot monthly for it if you book it that far in advance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll go on a Disney cruise to Hawaii for my birthday.
Oh, you trying to spend like 20 stacks, huh?
I mean, but if I start now,
Hey, it's your birthday.
And I
Right?
opened up me a GoFundMe page.
It's your birthday. Hey, you put a little bit here, a little bit there.
No, if it's 20 stacks, it's out of the
Well,
question
I'm
for
just
me.
saying because it's going to Hawaii. So,
Hawaii.
yeah, it's probably going to be quite expensive.
Well, I think that what I'll probably do is fly to California
Okay. Hmm.
and leave from there. It shouldn't be that much doing that. No, not more than what it would be normally, I would say.
Yeah.
So I need to look and see if they do Disney cruises. Because if they do Disney cruises out of Hawaii, I mean, well, to Hawaii, out of California,
You'll kill two birds with one stone.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and that'll be great for me.
Hmm.
And
Where
I'll
did
tell
that
you,
come from? Kill two birds with one stone.
where did that come from?
These sayings, right? Somebody must have did that. Oh, the stone hit one bird and hit the other one. I don't know.
Boom, and I'm done. Like I got to
Right.
this bird and this bird, and then you
Right.
just
I
throw
got
the
one
rock.
stone.
Boom. Or like, what is the other one? Crooked. What is it? Quick. A hit. Make a quick stick. Crooked. What? I
Huh?
don't know.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know that one.
Make a crooked stick. Something. I can't think right now. But I mean, all these sayings, like, where did that even come from?
I don't know. Maybe somebody actually did it, and then people start saying it. I don't know.
Oh man, yeah. I don't say, and a lot of them are so southern, like,
But I think a lot came from slavery.
yeah, I'm
When you
sure.
think about some of them, you'd be like, that had to be a slavery term.
Yeah, cause
And I
they
can't even think of
own
none off the
language.
top of my head right now. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
a lot of them are stuff that probably the slaves came up with.
Well, they had to have their own language and stuff, to communicate. They found a different way to communicate. Like my grandma, I don't think my grandma wasn't a slave. She was born in the 30s, so she wasn't a slave, but she wasn't far removed from it.
Yeah.
And so she was still, that's when sharecropping was really big.
Hmm.
And so she still worked the fields, but not as a slave. She just
Right.
worked in the field to provide for the family.
Hmm.
And my mom said she still remembers her doing stuff like hoo hoo in the fields, and they would communicate with each other like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they said like even how their hair was braided and stuff
Yep.
would give the route it here or there. I mean, black folks are very creative. We are creative people, you
Yeah.
know?
Very much. We
Yeah.
had to be. It was survival.
Yep. Yeah.
It was survival. So we just had to learn how to make it. And I think that you should always try to hold true in some kind of way to some of that because that's our heritage.
Hmm. Hmm. That's
Mm-hmm.
why Africa is a must.
Girl. Oh, are you gonna go there? Like, what's your goal to get there? Like, how many? What's the time frame around?
I can't even say. Let me get to Florida first. Everything hinges around. Let me get there first. Then I can start looking. I just was thinking today. I'm like, we haven't been on a vacation, and we used to take two a year. When we first got married, it would be because his birthday is in February. So we would do one in February, and then why I did this, I don't know. But my anniversary and birthday is 2 days apart. So we would, do something. So twice a year we were guaranteed we were going on vacation. So we haven't been, we purchased the land in 2022. Yeah. We probably haven't been since maybe 2021.
Y'all purchased the land that long ago?
Say it again. Yeah.
I didn't know you had purchased it that long ago. So it's just sitting there.
Uh-huh. Yep. Waiting for the ground to be broken through. Mhm.
But it's y'all land no matter what, right?
Yeah, it's our land. We just have to wait for everything to line up. But we're almost there. We're almost there.
Oh, I'll be so happy when I get the call, girl. We about to break ground.
Man, like you and me both. Like I'm
It's
trying to
time for
envision
it.
what it will be like.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have to have a special toast that day.
Yeah, like 2 years. Literally 2 years. And we had no clue. That's what I mean, I've been thinking about, like, who does that? Who buys a piece of land in some place you have no clue of? That's how I know it was nobody but God. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I know that I heard God's voice. We had talked about moving, like right before that. It's funny how God moves, right? How God works and speaks. So we had talked about moving from Chicago. I wanted to go to LA. He wanted to go to Florida, of course, because racing, all the racing is like down south, right? So he's
Mm-hmm.
like, if we go to California, we're gonna be broke because you're gonna be shopping. I said, you damn right. You ain't never lied. I'm gonna be shopping every day. He said, so yeah, plus, all the races are down south. So it took us a little while, let me say me, to compromise, and say, I just want to get out of Chicago, really, and someplace warm. So once I finally wrapped my mind around Florida, it was like right after that. This church that we were kind of attending, going to, he talked about breaking ground because they had bought land, and he told the story of all of that. And that day I heard God say, look for land, right? Girl, I get on there and I found it. Crazy thing is, it's only like 12 minutes away from the racetrack. I said, I know this God. I
Wow.
said, I know this God. Like, we had no clue of where we were looking. We just knew we wanted to be near the racetrack. And
Mm-hmm.
so that day, found the land, tried to purchase it tried to get somebody that day. And it was one price. And then all of a sudden, when we wanted it, it went up about $11,000 the next day. The next day.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy. So sometimes, that's the enemy trying to throw things in the way to make it seem like that's not God. Because
Right, to deter you.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
it was this price. How did it just go up? How did it go up $11,000? I said, I don't care how much it go up. I want it. It was lot number 8. I already knew. Everything is hitting around eights, right? Infinity,
New beginnings.
abundance, new beginnings. It's ours. So we ended up getting it probably 2-3 weeks later. They had
Wow.
took it off the market. They said that somebody was purchasing it or something. And I'm like,
No, 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 no.
it's been sitting here all this time. You could look up and see it's been sitting here, right? Then all of a sudden, when we looking at it, then somebody wanna
Got an interest in
get
it.
it, right? Or take it off the market. Nonetheless, we ended up getting it and had to go through the process. So it's been 2 years. Yeah. In June, it'll be 2 years. That'll be the 2-year mark, and probably will be about the month where we break ground. Because we only have to get financing now. So financing, how long did it take y'all about? Because we haven't been financing a long time.
You talking about like going through like underwriting and stuff?
Yeah, all that, for
Like a month.
like a month. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably be doing that, starting that process in May. So I'm thinking around June-ish sometime.
Yep, because once you get that, they always do like that pre-approval, but that's different than it actually going through the process. Like you got to turn in all your tax stuff and all
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
then we gotta do a different type of loan for that building. For building, they gotta release certain funds along the way and all of that. So yeah, I'm it's coming real soon.
How exciting! You should share little pieces of it as you go along. Like right now, you're waiting to get financed, and so
Oh, it's gonna be a whole story. Yep, I'm gonna tell a whole story about it because it just goes to show, like, it's progression and what God, I have to tell the other part of what he was doing through us at that time, to us, right? How he was working on us, because in evidently in 2022 we wasn't ready.
You weren't ready for it.
So
Right.
he had to prepare us, right? I'm thinking, like, I don't know, financially, I don't think that that was it. I think that it was mentally and other areas, right? Knowing how to, let's see, what has he done in me since then? Um,
Patience.
Patience. Oh, something that I never pray for, right? And definitely patience.
More. I should let you do. I just know from like even when we've met, like what I've noticed to you.
I would say that's when Tony Talk started. And so, me coming out of my shell, and doing more stuff for other people, like servanthood.
Mm-hmm.
That's this year. That's really where he has me this year, is servanthood. And so, yeah, a lot of things. And I think that people need to know, just because you ask for something, delay really does not mean denial, right? It
Yeah.
takes some time,
Yeah.
because God has to work along the way. That don't mean that you're not going to get it. Because I doubted along the way sometimes. I won't say doubted. I questioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I the way everything happened, I knew, just how things just was working and lining, and all the money we had to pour out and didn't even have, here we are in Chicago and we're building in Florida. I wouldn't advise nobody to do nothing like that. First of all, the scripture comes to my mind: count the cost and know, like, really do your homework. But the whole thing is, God already knew. Had we knew this process, we wouldn't have did it. We would have bought something. We saw a house, right? So after we had bought the land, we saw a house, and it had 2.6 acres. I still can remember it. It had a
Right.
pond on it, baby. Now the house was really small. So what we were going to do is, at some point, tear the house down and get a bigger house. Long as we had the
Right.
land, right?
The land. Yeah.
I promise you, in 3 days, that house sold, because we
Yeah.
sure was gonna put an offer
It
on
was
that.
the land.
We loved it. We loved
Mm-hmm.
it. It was like right by where we're gonna be. And so that was like confirmation of God saying that this is the process. I'm taking y'all down this journey, right? This is a journey
Right.
that you have to go down, because it's things that I have to do in and through y'all. But if it was us, me and Tyrone, we would have bought something else. Girl, we wanted to be down in Florida way before now.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't
So
time though.
it wasn't time. It wasn't
Yeah.
time. And then, yeah, definitely patience. I definitely learned, and I learned how to yield to God's will.
That's what I was gonna say. The obedience.
Yeah,
And not thinking that you're in control.
that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
relinquishing control, because it was all out of our hands.
Submission.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I kept trying to make things go faster. Like, okay, you contact the people. Okay, when is this gonna be done? They can't tell you that. You just got to sit and wait.
You gotta wait.
Nobody knows when it's going to be approved, or this survey is going to be done, and you got to pay all this money along the way and all of that. Whew. Yeah, it's been a journey, I tell you that.
So you have to wait and trust the process along the way.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
that's difficult, right?
Oh,
It sounds easy to say it, right? Like, yeah, you got to just yield to the process. That can be tough.
absolutely. Yeah. So because all of that was happening to you, how do you think that you show more submission and patience in your everyday life?
Now,
Yeah.
now I just, that scripture that says, "Not my will, but your will,"
Yeah.
is so much clearer. I understand it more,
Yeah.
better than when I was trying to be in control. When I was trying to be in control, I could say the scripture, but I'm still trying to control it. Now I know, right? When things happen, like, really, I yield my will to yours. So then it's ordained. It's already what it's supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
As
Mm-hmm.
long as
Yep.
am giving my will to his, then I know that whatever happens is according to his plan and purpose, not mine.
Right.
So that's what I'm really learning, that nothing really is in my control, even if I have free will. Is if I yield me to him, then that gives him permission.
Because I was just telling Kaden that the other day. No, actually this morning, because we're reading about purpose right now.
Mm-hmm.
In her, she has her own devotion. We read one every morning. And so it was asking, did she think that God had a plan for her life? And do they think, does she think that God steps in, you know, and gives you steps for that plan, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, I do believe God has a plan, and I do believe that He knows how to tell you when you need to operate in it. I said, yeah, but He might do that, but you still have to make the choice
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
walk in it. Like, He doesn't force you. He knows it.
Mm-hmm.
He knows it all. But and then He will give you guidance into what direction you need to go. He'll provide you the direction, but you have to still choose to walk that way,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know. And if you don't, then it may take 2 days, it may take 2 years, it may take 20 years. But one thing I know is that eventually, if you're not walking in His path, you'll know it.
And you'll end up getting there. It just
Yeah,
is at a different time frame
at a different time,
because
which
it's already ordained. It's already purposed. It will happen. It will happen. It's kind of crazy because it will happen when it's supposed to happen, though.
and then when it happens, it's like, oh my God, how did I get here? And then you just say, I've heard people say this all the time. I was just in my own way,
Mm-hmm.
But like you're saying, even us being in our own way, His math is so different from ours. We still end up arriving just when we supposed to.
That's that's what baffles me. When I
Yeah,
think about it, it's like, because that's what he said, all things work together, right? That's
yeah.
when it still works together. So I can veer off, but he still uses, when you veer, oh,
I
he
think
still,
He does that.
okay, he still uses that, right? And then what, did you really veer off? Or did you
Well,
go where you were supposed to go so that you could get this information to be able to add to what you needed?
I think we do veer off. I mean, because how I look at it is, you're on the highway and they like detour.
Mm-hmm.
That detour helped you. And then sometimes you go on a detour and you find something that you didn't even know was there. You're like, oh look, I didn't even know this was back here.
That's what I'm
And
talking
you're like,
about.
yeah. So it's you veer off, but it's for your own benefit that you veer off.
Hmm.
You
But
know.
then he uses that.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Was it really a veering off, or was it a part of the plan?
Oh, I think it's always all of it's always a part of the plan.
Okay. Right. Even though you have free will, it still was, God knew that from the beginning that you were going to go that way. So does he plant things wherever you go? Let's say you go, no, I don't want to use that. I don't want to use nothing like that. Let's say, you're supposed to go, I don't know. I don't know. You're supposed to go somewhere, but then you end up making a wrong turn.
Mm-hmm.
But at the wrong turn, something shows up, like you said, like you never even thought about, but you need that place.
Mm-hmm.
So did he strategically plant that place there?
I think all of God's, because it says that He already knew you before He formed you in your mother's womb. So I think that just Him and His divinity,
Mhm.
He already places things along the way
Mhm.
that are going to be beneficial to us in the long run. And so, but the free will in all of that is that we still get to decide if we want to do it. Because now I don't believe that everybody dies in God's will.
No, that's because they chose their free will.
Right. And so, I mean, but I do think that people who have a heart to want to be in his will and sometimes still get detoured, I do believe that those type people eventually find their way. Yes, I do.
And I agree with you. I think, like you said, have a heart,
Mm-hmm.
but also they relinquish their
Mm-hmm.
their stuff to God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The
Yep.
reason why some people don't die in his will is because they don't. They die in
No,
their own will.
they
They
die in
get,
their own will.
yeah, they don't
Yep.
ask for God to step in or give him permission. They
Mm-hmm.
just, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing.
And in both of those situations, say like you go up the street and it's a pot on the corner that you're supposed to look under and it's a key there, you know. In both of those situations, if you go up the street and make a left instead of a right just because you thought that was the way to go, um you both can go left, but the person who has made up a mind to be dedicated to the will of God will eventually make it right.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get it because, but what I'm saying, the pot never moved. The pot has always been
Mm-hmm.
there, you
Yep.
know. But you gotta know that there are some people who finally make it to the pot,
Mm-hmm.
and some people who never make it to the pot,
Mm-hmm.
just because of a mindset and a heart set.
That's like recalculating, right? You can
Yeah.
turn left and then on down the road you end up back. I've seen it driving. Like I we were coming back from I think Atlanta last time we went to Atlanta, and it told me to get off the expressway and go like through the downtown area. Crazy thing. I didn't understand. I'm like, why am I getting off? But that's what it told me to do. So I followed it, and it was like traffic, up ahead. It's
Yep.
detouring you from what God already knew was coming that I didn't know. I can't see ahead.
And then you still get on the highway.
And
Even
end up, guess what? The time ended up still being the same.
you still,
I got off same time, right?
and
It
when
was
you
like
in
a
his
catch up.
will, right? And when you in his will, sometimes it requires detours. Even though we don't like them, we want to always say, "Oh, I want to be in the will. I want to." Sometimes the will of God is like, okay. What I'm meaning by that is, okay. When I was younger, like the worst thing a child could do, a daughter could do, was get pregnant. Right? That
Mhm.
was like the worst thing a daughter could do before they got married, like teenage pregnancy kind of stuff. Right?
Mhm.
I consider that a detour in people's eyes. But just because you get pregnant at 16, 17, 18, whatever, or you don't have a father, whatever the case may be, that does not mean that you are not going to get to your destiny.
Actually, it was a part of your destiny.
There you go.
And it's like you said, it's mindset. It's how you see it.
Yep.
It's how you're able to see God in it, because God will use that whole thing. You end up talking to people, that'll be your whole purpose. Maybe that was your whole purpose, right? You end up having a child at a young age, and then you're talking to other people who have that. Maybe that's all a part of the plan.
Yep. And you would have never known. You don't know because oh my God, I remember when my friends would get pregnant, it was like the black sheep, you're never going to amount to anything now. You completely destroyed your life kind of thing.
Hmm.
And I see things so different. I don't know if it's because I have a daughter now, but I see things so totally different. I can't see myself doing that to her
Hmm.
because I just know that that's a part of the script, not the script.
Yeah, but your mindset is different, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and I've seen it. I had a classmate that got pregnant. We was in eighth grade, and she is so successful now.
Hmm.
And you have kids that early, you're gonna have more than one, and you're gonna have a house full of babies. She only has him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So totally different. Like all these things that make you feel like your life is like over, where really sometimes it's just beginning.
It's the beginning. It's the start of something, right?
Yeah.
Back to that eight. Mm-hmm.
Back
It's
to
a
the
new
eight,
beginning. Mm-hmm.
back to the eight. And, I just, I try to definitely be very positive. I try not to be the end all be all for Kaden. Like, oh, you did this and now you're just done. Like, I can't believe you did that. Because first of all, it's her life to live.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just like for her to feel like, yeah, I made a mistake. We just had this conversation yesterday. Take ownership now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sit up and make a mistake and then victimize
Mm-hmm.
and start pointing fingers and making excuses. Take ownership, but at the same time, understand that when you take ownership, you can move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you said, it's not the end all be all. It something you did. Okay, learn from it. What can you learn?
And move on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you can ever learn from anything if you can't first take accountability.
No, because you won't even be able to see past that. All you can see
Acceptance.
is yeah, all you can see is whatever you see. You can't see that, okay, beyond that is greatness, or can
Right.
be greatness. It had a purpose.
I think the hardest thing for humanity, I'm even thinking, I always go back to Genesis when I'm talking, is to accept failure. Because
Mm.
think about them in the garden. When they failed, they ran, they hid.
But that wasn't to me. There is no failure.
Well, I'm saying, they made a mistake, is what I'm saying. They like, when we do things that are considered bad, I guess I should
Hmm.
say that. A lot of times humans struggle with saying, oh man, I messed up there. Like we either hide or we pretend like we had nothing to do with it, it's somebody else's fault.
Yeah.
But it's a very mature thing that when you do something that is not considered the best choice, make not it's very mature to step up and say, you know what, I don't think I made a good choice in that moment, and I'm not going to go and hide behind a tree and cover myself up. I'm going to stand in it.
Hmm. Yeah, because the hiding leads to more hiding, right, and more lies and more
And
trying
see,
to run away from it, and then that's how you get away from God. That's the whole thing, right? If you can accept it right away and go to Him. See, if you accept it right away, then you can go to God and God, I messed up, you know. But the whole thing, the whole humanity piece is, I think human nature is to not want to take accountability.
that is, and that you saw it in the garden immediately. And even when
Yeah.
God started asking questions, well, it was the snake. Well, it was that woman. You like we struggle with taking accountability. We really
Hmm.
struggle with that. And I think that when you allow yourself to understand, because I think that sometimes people make it seem like you're weak or something, and so now it makes it seem like not a human thing to not
Hmm.
accept accountability, but like that is such a human thing to not accept accountability. Such a human thing.
Hmm.
Not a one person thing. That is a human problem.
Hmm.
And you know what? It stops you from advancing and growing.
Absolutely. Not taking accountability. And I don't like being around people who don't take accountability. I'd rather you admit you made a mistake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Or even if you chose that, I think that's more mature that you're able to say, yeah, I chose to do it. I'd rather you be that type of person than, try and hide it or lie about it but so when you think about it, not accepting accountability leads to all these other things: lying,
Mm-hmm.
deceit, all these, maladaptive traits.
Disrespect,
Hmm.
betrayal.
Hmm.
It all starts with you just not wanting to be accountable,
Exactly.
not accepting your part.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
where it starts. So if you have one of those traits, you need to go back and ask yourself, what did I do? What have I done?
Hmm. That part, right? Like, where did this stem from? It came from somewhere. And
And
typically it is you not accepting something, not taking accountability for something that you may not even know that you tried to hide from.
And sometimes, like, I know some people are like, oh, well, my mom or my dad wasn't there and all that kind of stuff. And they kind of hide behind that. But there's even some accountability in that because when you get to a certain age, it's no longer your mom and dad's life.
Hmm.
They're not responsible for your life anymore. You are. So you become accountable for the choices that you're making.
Right.
And you have to, so even if you're lying and you're like, well, I'm lying because that's what I grew up knowing how to do, but that's what you did. You grew up.
Hmm.
So at some point, you have to take accountability and ownership and say, yeah, that's how I grew up, but that's not how I'm going to be.
And as you talked, I could see the spiritual and natural morph, like how they come together, because part of that is a spiritual piece, right? The whole
Mm-hmm.
accountability thing is like the whole deceit, lying, all of those are like spirits. But
Yeah.
then
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a natural piece, which is you, if you accept it, right? If you accept that, now I'm grown, right? Yes, that had an impact on me. But now what am I going to do? That's the accountability piece. So if
Yep.
you can take accountability, then the natural part of you can be healed.
And then because accountability brings on submission, and then submission brings on the Holy Spirit that rests. And then he starts to work on, like you're saying, those pieces of you.
Hmm.
And then the next thing you know, you're not like that anymore. But the way that he works on you is not just him cleaning you up. Like the way he works on you is now he get ready to teach you something, and then you're gonna have a test to see, like you saying with this whole the land 2 years ago and all these things, and it's like now I got some patience. Well, you had to work that patience just as much as the Holy Spirit worked it.
That's true, right? The test was presented, but then I had to do the work. The
You
same
had to do
thing
the
with me
work.
working out, and having a
Hmm.
hard, hard workout today. But I pushed through because I know the benefits of it, right? So
Yeah,
it's like, what does the scripture say? Something about let patience have her perfect work or something like that.
I love that scripture.
What does it say?
Yeah, it says, yeah, let patience have his perfect work in. Hold on. Keep talking. I'll find it.
Yeah, so I never, and that was my thing, like never to pray for patience, and God knew it. She ain't gonna ask for it, but guess what? You need it. You're gonna need it because these 2 years, all I'm building in you is patience. All I'm teaching you, you're not asking for it, but I know what you need before you even ask.
Hmm.
you know
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and truly, like if I was impatient, which I was before then, I just was like, well, we'll have a coinage, everything. I'm looking like everything will align, right? Oh, why wouldn't? But I had no clue of what the process was to build. Girl, you talking about 1,000 miles away from where you at. You ain't know that in this area, and I don't even know if that's all of Florida. I have no clue, right? Like wetlands and all this stuff that we learned about, but it took some absolute, relinquishing of my thoughts of it, wanting it to go the way I wanted it to go. Because trust me, I wanted to throw in the towel plenty of times because I'm like, I'm just ready to get out of here. I don't know why we waiting. I don't know why we still here. What is getting anxious. And over time, that was like the whole first year. Whole first year, man, that's what the Tony talks, right? He really like calmed me down, gave me a
Yeah.
sense of peace in the midst of the storm, because it was a storm to me, because I'm like, I don't understand what is taking so long, and so since year two, it's been like, hey, it is what it is. It's gonna happen. you know I got to that place and knew that it's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen, so just learn whatever else it is along the way.
And I think that, yeah, it took you getting land, something so personal to you, for him to work something perfect in you.
Mhm.
And that has benefited you in not only knowing how to wait for your house, but knowing how to be more patient in relationships.
Mhm.
And just it, and it's so crazy how one thing can teach you so many things,
Mhm.
and compare can set you up for so much. And yeah, like it's just, and then you can look back and say, yeah, because this is what that verse says. I love it. Actually, it's James chapter 1 verse 1 through
You
4.
love it because it's James.
No, I do love this. I love actually, when I go through things, I read this verse. Oh, he says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting what? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. When you finally get in your house, when you let patience go ahead and run its course, when you finally get in your house, guess what? You're not gonna be worried about how to pay the bills. You're not gonna be worried
Mhm.
about where this gonna come from. You're gonna not be worried about what furniture you need.
Mhm.
Everything, you are not going to want for anything.
And you're right. Like that was the whole process because then along the way I started to think like, well, are we gonna have enough to be? We gotta get furniture. We need a fence. We need all these other things, right? But then I just said it'll come when it's supposed to come. You don't have to furnish your house fully. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people do that, and that is like the type of person I am because I like aesthetically everything to be in place, but you don't have to do that. It is now yours, right? And so I believe that God was like training us during that time, even how to save, even how to financially do things in a different way. You know,
Yeah,
that you don't have to finance everything. Some of this stuff you'll be able to pay cash.
that part.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
part. And that's what I'm saying. That's gonna all be worked out.
yeah.
But it took you getting your hands off of it,
Mm-hmm.
letting patience come in.
Mm-hmm.
And we hate patience. We don't even
Mm-hmm.
want to hear the words sometimes. Be
Mm-mm.
patient. Be
Mm-hmm.
patient. We don't
Be like patient. I don't want to be patient, right? Like I want it now.
I don't like patience.
Right.
Bring me another friend. Bring me prosperity. I don't want patience.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Give me the wealth piece,
Yeah,
just drop the
what are you
drop the
talking
funds.
about? I don't
But if
want
I
that.
drop the funds on you and you haven't learned patience, right? You haven't learned that it's gonna take some time for you to get the wealth and the wealth to build and grow, then why should I give it to you? Because you're just gonna misuse it.
You're gonna squander it away
Yeah.
because you don't know what it took. You don't know how to appreciate what it took to get there. That's what taste patience teaches you appreciation.
Well, I think about that every month. I look at retirement fund, that is one line of our savings, and then we have another fund, those two, but they're like major amounts. And I say, because I said at 60 I want to retire, never to stop working, but retire to where I don't have to work in the way that I work, right?
Yeah.
So that's teaching me patience. Like you gotta add these funds into these accounts so that they can continue to multiply. Otherwise, you're just talking, right? And you won't see
Hmm.
patience work.
And then at 60, guess what? You won't have patience anymore. You'll have gratification,
There,
gratitude,
yeah, yeah.
appreciation, because I
Mm-hmm,
put that in. So thank you. And that's what it's
mm-hmm,
saying. Count it all joy when patience show up on the scene.
mm-hmm,
Because you getting ready to be set up.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just be
as
patient.
tough as it may be
When you,
and may
ooh,
seemingly be, right? And in the
mm,
process, like patience is one of those things that you be like, look, I take, yeah, anything. anything besides this, right? But
Anything.
yeah, it's so
So
necessary. Like you need
I
it.
hate patience.
Hmm.
I hate when people even tell me that. Hey, be patient now. I'm like,
Like,
say that word to me.
yeah, I don't want to be patient, right?
But it's
Yeah.
it's such a good word.
Hmm.
Man. Well, all right, friend. I'm about to get on up out of here and get
Okay.
busy with the second part of my day.
All right. It will be well.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Okay. Well, I will chat again. Maybe, well, maybe before next week.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you got to talk to me anyway about what you came up with
Hmm?
about your traveling endeavors.
Huh?
Um, you got some traveling coming up soon.
Oh, oh, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we'll be in ATL.
Yeah.
We'll be in ATL.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So we'll talk. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta talk about that.
Okay.
All
All
right. Then.
right. Have a safe trip.
Okay. Have a good
Okay.
one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.